We welcome you to McCowan Field for Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene, the season opener for both clubs, set to get underway in just a few moments. Two teams that won 5 games a year ago, hoping to get off on a right foot here in 2024. Andrew Rogers, glad you've decided to join us here on Flow Sports and the Eagles Sports Network. We're excited for the season to begin here in Mossy Creek. It'll be a familiar 11 for Carson-Newman, just 2 newcomers into the lineup. Meanwhile, the other 9 are all returners, so experience back for Carson-Newman off a 5-7-5 season in 2023. But that record, when you talk to the players and the coaching staff, not indicative of how good this team can be. They played 12 games that were decided by 1 goal or less and only won 3 of them. So a lot of ties. A lot of losses by 1 goal or less, and hoping that can change in Carson-Newman's favor and help increase the win total this season. Second all-time meeting between the Trojans and the Eagles. First time Trivecca Nazarene makes their way to Wayne and Beth Harvey Stadium here in Jefferson City. Trojans in the black, they'll kick us off. Carson-Newman's in the gray. And we are underway for this afternoon's season opener. Goalkeeper for Trivecca Nazarene, Adon Gonzalez, made 8 starts last year. Battling through injury, but also had another goalkeeper that made 9 starts and played well in his time. All played out by the Trojans along the far side of the field, and Carson-Newman will get its first opportunity with the ball. It'll be Daniel Veneslon to throw it in for Stephen Lyons' crew. Coach Lyons in his 8th season. New assistant coach Kevin Cardona makes his way to Carson-Newman from Tennessee Wesleyan. Eagles will play it back along the back line. New formation as well this year. The Eagles will sport a 3-5-2 look tactically. And at times you'll see 2 wingbacks, Veneslon and Wester, on each side working back as attackers but also as defenders. All at the feet of Antoine Tourne, a freshman from France, but it's out of bounds, and Trivecca will throw it in on the far side. Question mark for both of these teams right away will be goal scoring. The top goal scorer from Danny Levy's team from last year was Marlon Grossman. He scored 9 of the team's 26. He graduated, and so left is a team that only returns 7 goals scored from last season. Meanwhile, Carson-Newman loses 2 of its top 3 goal scorers. Harry Whitehead, Nick Karsh were those 2. Good ball forward here from Dan Coles. Running onto it is the junior Ben Dukes. Dukes' cross is deflected out, and Carson-Newman will get a corner kick 2 minutes into the game. Quality run from Dukes, despite having the cross deflected, and now the Eagles will line up a corner kick. It'll be the sophomore all-conference player Maxime Wester from the far side. Eagles send all but 3 into the box. In swinging ball, deflected by Gonzalez. Honcup fires. It's deflected. It finds the back of the net, and Carson-Newman strikes early. Mitchell Honcup gets Carson-Newman on the board early. A ball that gets deflected off a Trojan defender finds its way past Gonzalez. Really a perfect ball from Maxime Wester as well. On this corner kick right to the middle, Gonzalez poked it free, but it was Honcup with his left foot to knock it off a black jersey and into the back of the net. Can't ask for a better start if you're Stephen Lyons' group. His team's been great in season openers and home openers. And off to a great start here. 2.5 minutes in. It's 1-0 Eagles. One of the captains for Trivecca, that was Josh Farrell sending it to the middle. Collision between Ridian Williams, Carson-Newman, and Jack Franklin allows Trivecca to play it near side for Ian Avila. Ball in, high boot there as Coles hits the deck, and Carson-Newman will get a free kick. Under Stephen Lyons in his 7 seasons with Carson-Newman, his team's 6-1 in season openers. Had a lot of success in home openers as well. The Eagles have won 6 of their last 8 at home to start the year. All intercepted. Good tackle by Tobias Hager, a freshman that gets the start along the back line. Trojans back with it. Ball played far side. Cross sent in toward the top of the box. Flicked on, but Federico Simonetti there to dive on top of it in the penalty box. Good cross. That was from Joseph Collins, a senior defender from Chattanooga, Tennessee. From his right back position, the Trojans in a 4-2-1-3 formation in front of the goalkeeper, Adon Gonzalez. Wester sprints away from a Trojan defender, plays it back to Jacob Lakener, who returns as well after missing all of his sophomore season, or rather junior season, with a torn ACL. Made 16 starts as a sophomore. Good ball near side. It's at the feet of Maxime Wester, an all-sack third-teamer last year. Sprints toward the middle, fires from distance, and Gonzalez leaps up on a quality shot taken from the sophomore Wester. Villa in the middle. It's off to Sieber. Loose, and Carson-Newman controls. Eagles will reset with Hager. It's Hager, Dan Coles, and Jacob Lakener along the back line of 3. Again, Wester and Venezla, those wing backs. They can slot in to make 5 defenders, but can also work forward to help Carson-Newman offensively. Paul Smarek, Ridian Williams, Mitchell Honcup, the goal scorer, all in the midfield. Clean tackle near side from Tom Hooper. Forces Carson-Newman to throw it in. Just over 5 minutes in, if you're just with us. Mitchell Honcup, the season's first shot, deflected off a black jersey in the box, finds the back of the net off a corner kick to get Carson-Newman on the board early. Joseph Collins to the midfield line. Gets it back and returns the favor to Jack Franklin. Franklin, good ball forward, but too much on it for his forward in the middle. Eagles will reset as Simonetti picks the ball up and rolls it to Dan Coles. Good mixture of experience and also some younger players making their second, or getting ready to start their second seasons with the Eagles. Honcup too much trying to find Venezla near midfield. Eagles with 4 seniors in the starting lineup today, couple of juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. Balanced effort as this ball is bounced toward the top of the box. Knocked off the head of Walter, the senior forward. Eagles come up with it and reset with Jacob Lakener. Light pressure as Lakener works forward, trying to play it forward for Ben Dukes. Well defended by Trivecca Nazarene's team captain, Josh Farrell. All played out. And it's off the Trojans, says our head referee, Bradford Owen. Good battle along the far side. Trivecca wins it with the feet of Collins. Gives it right back, though. And Carson-Newman will reset in its defensive half, leading 1-0 on Mitchell Honcup's 3rd-minute goal off of Maxime Wester's corner kick. The first real opportunity from either side and the only opportunity and threat in the first 8 minutes of this one. Near side for Wester. To the feet of his fellow sophomore Rydian Williams. Good ball on. Veneslon heads it off, one touch. Into the box. Veneslon back to Paul Smarek. Smarek back into the deep corner. Veneslon's cross right there, but he was offsides trying to chase after Smarek's ball, and so the Trojans will get a free kick. Historic day for the Trojans, competing in the Gulf South Conference for the first time, as we'll stop the clock with 36:21 remaining in this first half. Maxime Wester holding his right shoulder possibly. Early timeout as Carson-Newman's athletic trainer Hayden Sturgill out to check on the All-SAC third-teamer and preseason second-team pick for this upcoming season. But the Trojans make their way to the Gulf South Conference, picked to finish 11th. Of course, preseason polls usually base off of last season's performances. Hard to do that with the Trojans competing in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference the last 11 years. Spent the first 11 years at the NCAA Division II level in the GMAC. Now in the Gulf South, the conference that has been pretty solid. It certainly won't be easy for the Trojans competing in the Gulf South Conference, but an historic day despite it not being a league game today. Gonzalez puts the ball back into play. Wester has to stay off for a few moments, so the Eagles will play with 10. And now Wester will be allowed back onto the pitch as Trivecca sends one forward. Lakener got his foot on it. Dukes had a steam forward across midfield. UConn transfer tried to send one on. Got deflected by one of Trivecca Nazarene's center backs. Eagles retain possession. Into the middle for Mitchell Honka. Ground pass to the corner for Veneslon. One touch, Torrent in the box, around the keeper, but far left of the near post and out of play. Good sequence, Honka from his midfield spot to a streaking Veneslon in the corner. Laid a good pass on for the freshman forward Antoine Torrent, but his shot wide left to the post. Good tackle by Tobias Hager as Sam Wavo, one of the top returners for the Trojans offensively, was trying to attack on. Battling Hager here, and the ball is across the end line and off of the Trojans. Eagles will put it into play with a goal kick. Certainly another key component of this Trojans offense will be Ben Singer. Senior forward only played in 7 games last year, but has 12 career goals. That's 11th most in program history for the Trojans. Limited efforts as a junior, but enters his senior year with 12 career goals, 5 in each of his freshman and sophomore years. Eagles possessing the ball in the defensive half. Now Honka plays one forward. It bounces once and twice to the feet of Wester. Wester tackled down. The official waves for Wester to get up on Walter's tackle. Eagles maintain it. Dukes working back from his forward position. Off to Honka. He'll reset with Lakener. Veneslon fakes a cross toward the top of the box, dribbling far side. Eagles have maintained all of the possession in the first 11-plus minutes so far. All kept in play. Honcup keeps it alive and finds Dan Coles. Eagles really pressed forward too. Coles and Hager, the lone center backs, back defensively during that sequence. Wester a flick forward for Torrent. Dancing around two. Now off to Smarek. Paul Smarek, Federico Simonetti, Stephen Lyons as captains for the year. Simonetti, a grad student in his second season with the Eagles. Smarek's a junior midfielder. Venislon around Collins, racing toward the top of the box. Through ball for Torrent. One touch, deflected by a Trojan defender and controlled by Gonzalez. Once again, the freshman Antoine Torrent getting good opportunities inside the box, but the Trojans' defense holds to keep this a 1-0 Carson-Newman advantage. Seeing Walter to the middle. This is Jacob Sieber, who scored twice last year. All deflected out by Carson-Newman. It'll be a throw-in in the far corner, taken by Ben Singer. Collins doubled. Honcup kept it in play. Down goes Singer. Eagles come away with possession. Lots of room for Wester as he bounces the ball across midfield. Dribbling. Crosses it far side to a streaking Mitchell Honcup. Senior midfielder stops, waits for a couple of players to work back into the picture. Carson-Newman had numbers. Honcup wisely resets it. So the Eagles operate in their attacking half. A freshman Tobias Hager, a ground pass near side for Wester. Long ball back to the defensive half, and Carson-Newman will reset. With really no pressure, the Trojans have been content with basically watching Carson-Newman pass it around right now. The Eagles have done it to perfection. Good ball to Ridian Williams. Now Venislon into the middle. Off to Dukes. Dukes behind the defense. Tries to cross it in. It's deflected up into the air. And the spin allows it to jump into the midst of Adon Gonzalez. Josh Farrell with it as the Trojans try to gain some possession as we approach 15 minutes into the season opener. Carson-Newman, a third-minute goal from Mitchell Honcup, deflected off a Trivecca Nazarene defender on what was an excellent corner for Maxime Wester. Defended well initially. The goalkeeper, Adon Gonzalez, was able to punch it out, but not far enough away. And it was Mitchell Honcup that came up with the opportunity to give Carson-Newman the early advantage. Possession here for the Trojans and a foul as Sam Barn Avo hits the deck. And maybe the first opportunity for Danny Levy's squad. He's in his 15th year as the head coach. Second time he'll see a conference transition under his helm. Fourth head coach all time in Trivecca's men's soccer program. Paul Smarek, far side. Approaching the box against Collins. The cross is sent in, deflected by Gonzalez. Nobody was there for Carson-Newman, and it's cleared by Ian Avila. That was dangerous. Thought maybe Gonzalez would be able to get out on the dive and control that, but he was unable to. Kept it alive, luckily for the Trojans. It was Avila the only one there. Honcup back in more of a defensive spot here. Plays it for Hager. Good deflection here. And now the Trojans with possession. Walter has it taken away. Honcup, a ground pass off for Ridian Williams and to Dan Coles. Honcup reverses to Jacob Lakener and now to Venislon. Freshman Torrent works back in. Now off to Lakener. Eagles scored 4 times in their home opener last year. Beat Young Harris 4-1. That was game number 3 of the 2023 season. Eagles opening up at home for the second time in the last 3 years. And have scored multiple goals in back-to-back years in home openers. Scored twice against West Alabama 2 years ago to win 2-1. Off to a pretty good start offensively with the early goal from Mitchell Honcup, who swings it far side for Vennesland. Last time Carson-Newman was at home, the final regular season game of 2023, Eagles had to come back and take down Tusculum here at home. Down 1-0 early, scored 3 times in the second half to eventually qualify for the South Atlantic Conference tournament. Ended up losing in the opening round to eventual NCAA tournament team Wingate. Just a 1-0 loss, first half goal in the 19th minute. Adding on to what was a bunch of 1 goal or less decided games for Stephen Lyons' crew. It seemed like at times they were 1 or 2 goals away from easily flipping 5 wins to 8 or 9. Last year able to get into the conference tournament, though unable to advance past the top-seeded Bulldogs. Went 3-2-3 at home as Rydian Williams is fouled right at the CN logo by Tom Hooper. Get a free kick. 3-2-3 at home 1 season ago. Eagles will press forward here. It's the sophomore defender Dan Coles, made 8 starts last year to take the free kick. He seems content with just a ground pass. Now he'll flick it on. Ben Dukes makes a run. It bounces a couple of times. Dukes keeps it in play for now and plays it off for Vennesland. Flag stays down. No, it doesn't. Offside on Daniel Vennesland on that pass from Ben Dukes near the box. And Trivecca will reset defensively. No shots for the Trojans, and really not a whole lot of possession either in the first 20 minutes of this contest. Not a lot of defending for Carson-Newman, and it's been quiet for Federico Simonetti early on. Via ground pass, right idea on the ball from Tom Hooper, but nobody was there to run on to it for Trivecca. Reverse to Joseph Collins, far side, and to Singer. Most possession that the Trojans have had in this first half is during this sequence. A touch in the middle for Jacob Sieber. Sophomore plays it into the middle. Cross toward the top of the box, deflected. Simonetti jumps into the air and gets in front of Singer, who was sprinting in. I think there was a foul called, actually. Prior to Simonetti getting that possession. And one of the attackers there for Trivecca ran into Dan Coles. Eagles play it forward. Vennesland will see this one go across the sideline. Trojans go quick. Lakener steps in front of that. Avia. toward the middle to nobody in particular. It was Paul Smarek for the Eagles to play it back for his center backs and Dan Coles. Torrent with a turn. Ground pass for Maxime Wester. He's got room in front. Wester patient. Doesn't see anybody forward, and so he plays it back for Rydian Williams, who reverses field. Freshman Hager to the freshman forward Torrent. Good sequence with Dukes and now to Venezlon. Heavy touch from Venezlon. He keeps it in. The cross is deflected. He gets it back, trying to chip it in. And it gets headed across the sideline and out of play. Carson-Newman will maintain possession with a throw-in. Just over halfway through this first half in the season opener for both Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene. Short throw for Venezlon to the feet of Mitch Honcup. Ball deflects toward the middle. Wester bangs it off a Trojan defender who tracks it down and flicks it toward midfield. Header by Barnavo goes out of play. Official blows his whistle. I think it was just a matter of the ball going out of bounds. And we'll have a stoppage with 21:18 to go in the first half. A water break here in this season opener. It's Carson-Newman 1 and Trivecca Nazarene nothing. A third-minute goal from Mitchell Honcup off Maxime Wester's corner has got the scoring started for Carson-Newman. Second career goal for Honcup. Only a first half that's featured 3 shots, that being one of them. What was a stellar cross from Wester. Well defended initially, but Gonzalez hitting the deck kind of threw things out of sorts, and then the Eagles got lucky with the deflection off a Trojan defender. Actually ping-ponged off a defender twice during that sequence. Just 3 shots through the first part of this opening half, all taken by Stephen Lyons' crew, only 1 corner. Been a lot of Carson-Newman possession, a lot of patience. And it's paid off here in this season opener. Players will head back onto the pitch. It'll be Carson-Newman's throw-in. Both clubs hydrate on this mid-80 degree day in Jefferson City. Just a couple of clouds in the sky. A beautiful day to start the 2024 season. And it's a good start for Stephen Lyons' crew, trying to complete a quality first half to open the year with 21-18 remaining in this opening half. Play resumes with Wester's throw, and no pressure on Carson-Newman's back line as Hager finds Coles. Venezlon making a run. This is a good ball. Bounces several times to the feet of Daniel Venezlon. The senior crosses it in. Torrent there battling for possession. The freshman goes down, and we're going to have a penalty. The activity of Venezlon and the cross was perfect for Torrent, and he got knocked down, and the Eagles will line one up for a PK. Collins was late sprinting back into the picture and kind of shoved the freshman Torrent, and now Mitch Honcup will line up to try to add to his goal total and also Carson-Newman's. Honcup versus Gonzalez. The senior strikes it, bottom right corner, 2-0. Tremendous work from Mitchell Honcup. He's got 2 of them, and the Eagles lead 2-0. Just 30 seconds after the restart, Carson-Newman goes right to work. Trivecca will make a change. Chris Douglas in for Sam Barnawevo. Honcup scored only twice last year, and he has 2 in the first 25 minutes of his senior season. Can't ask for a better start if you're Mitch Honcup. A PK goal and a goal off a corner kick for his first. 2-0, and now the Trojans are in an early first half hole. Dribbling forward is Max Teeterington. Plays it off and now gets it back in his defensive half. One of the center backs, that is a senior for Danny Levy's squad. Douglas tried to flick it forward for Jacob Sieber. Was behind him, and Carson-Newman has possession back. Honcup's the first Eagle to score multiple times in a game since 2022. CN did not have a player score more than once at all last year. Got to go back to August 28th of the 2022 season. Nick Karsh scored twice. Trojans threatening near the top of the box. Sieber dribbling left. Honcup knocks him down, and a foul. Free kick for Trivecca Nazarene with 19.5 remaining in this opening half. Free kick will be taken here by Tom Hooper, junior midfielder from London, England. And a transfer from Blinn College. He'll line this one up as he swings it in, or tries to swing it in here with his right foot eventually. Eagles will build a wall of just 2. It's Honcup and Dukes. Trying to prevent any shot on goal. Instead, it's a cross far side, and no Trojan touched it while it was in play. Goal kick for Carson-Newman. Well-defended sequence to not allow any opportunities for Trivecca Nazarene, who is still without a shot in this opening half. Lakener and Coles pass it around, and now involve Tobias Hager in the action. Wester attempts a run forward, now comes back, plays it for Torn. Good give-and-go sequence. Wester now flicks it into the middle. It bounces once and twice to Collins, who heads it softly to Gonzalez, who controls and picks it up for the Trojans. Well, Don Gonzalez has given up 2 goals. He gave up 13 last year, but these 2 goals, one's a PK, the other's a deflected ball off a defender. 2 fluky goals, especially the first, to feel for Gonzalez here early on. He's played a solid effort so far in goal, as Williams is knocked over by the substitute Chris Douglas. And Carson-Newman will take a quick free kick. Eagles with the original starting 11 still out there. The only sub into the game is Douglas. 2 more waiting near midfield. Good ball here with Wester trailing the play. Played on for Douglas, but too much steam on the ball from Walter to the freshman forward. Right idea, but not executed in the attacking third. Honcup's got 2 goals. Now he reverses it near side. A good swinging ball that Wester keeps in play along the near sideline. Wester dancing at the defender. Ball gets deflected into the box. Finds its way back to Wester into the box. Dukes flicks it for Torrent, and he fouls the center back, Teeterington, in the box. Carson-Newman scored multiple goals last year 6 different times. He's done so already in the season opener in this first half. Did so 4 times before the calendar turned into October and November. Scored multiple goals in a 7-game sequence there in September. Near side touch for Ian Avila, senior defender, one of 3 for the Trojans that was named to the Gulf South Conference's newcomer watch list. Ball played forward. Lakener trying to find it. Does. Here's a shot high from Jacob Sieber, working along the right side. It was deflected out, and so it will be a corner kick for the Trojans as Trivecca gets ready to make 2 changes. Philip Collins will be coming on, along with Judah Jones. So Collins, a freshman forward, and Jones, a freshman midfielder, into the game. 3 freshmen off the bench for the Trojans. Teeterington swings it in. Simonetti got his paws on it, and Honcup lifts it out of there. Good read by Torrent. It goes off his back. Eagles have numbers. Streaking is Ben Dukes. He's by the defender. One-on-one with the keeper, and Gonzalez wins the battle. Incredible stop for Don Gonzalez. He couldn't make up his mind initially whether he was going to come out on Dukes sprinting forward or go back, and he made a good tackle as Dukes tried to dribble around him. Excellent work. Good give and go. Now the ball lifted far corner for Judah Jones, and he is unable to keep it in play along the far sideline. And Coach Danny Levy asking his team to keep it in that far corner, hoping his team can regain possession and at least draw back within 1 in this first half. High throw from Venezuela. He falls down. No call. Jones's cross right to Jacob Lakener, who clears. Avila. To Collins and back to Teeterington. Tom Hooper. Avila mulling his options and now plays it back for Hooper. He'll swing one in far side. Jones got his head on it, but right up into the air for Venezuela to head out of the box. Collins, ground pass. Douglas turns, top of the box, plays it on. Here's a chance, a shot deflected, but the flag is up, offside. That was Ben Singer that put the ball in the back of the net, but the flag was up from the far official for offside. Good sequence. That's the best buildup that Trivecca Nazarene has put together in this opening half, but unfortunately, it was offside. Eagles are going to make a trio of changes when able. Officials stop play and now will allow the clock to resume. Isaac Pascal, Thomas LaChapelle, and Jay Wyatt all set to check in. Trojans force the turnover and make Carson-Newman pay. Chris Douglas, the turnover and the score. It's 2-1. Trojans have life late first half. Simonetti's ball was cut off by Douglas, or rather, that was Jones. It ended up with Douglas, and the freshman has his first career goal. Trojans have some momentum now. Benislan and Dukes to the sideline, along with Wester. So two newcomers, Thomas LaChapelle and Jay Wyatt, get their first collegiate action for Stephen Lyons, and Isaac Pascal, a returning junior defender, gets his first opportunity with 11.5 to go in this opening half. Pascal, ground pass back to Jacob Lakener. Deflected out. Certainly it's been a tale of two first halves for Trivecca. Eagles dominated the first part of this opening half. But then after the penalty kick goal for Mitchell Honcup, that has ignited Trivecca Nazarene. That seems to be playing with a little bit more juice to end this first half. Dan Coles to Jacob Lakener. Avila. Into the middle, it's Jacob Sieber, the senior midfielder, back to Avila near side. Good ball forward. Around the tackle goes Collins. Gets into the box. Cross is deflected by Hager. Avila goes back at Hager. The cross in. Knocked around. Still loose. And Simonetti falls on it. Boy, a lot of action there in the middle. Fortunately for CN, Simonetti is able to jump on top of that ball to keep this a one-goal game. Simonetti pushes his team forward. He's going to punt this ball toward midfield. Ball headed out by Avila. Eagles back on the attack, and it's headed out. That was Thomas LaChapelle working forward. Two newcomers, him and Wyatt, along this near side now. Trojans win a throw. And give it right back. Carson-Newman will throw it in near side. 8:45 and counting in this season opener between Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene. Just the second time these two clubs will meet. They met back in 2014 on September 24th. In what was a rout for Carson-Newman, winning 7-0 over the Trojans that season. Flag is up offside on Jay Wyatt, who was trying to sneak behind the defense on the ball sent forward. Eagles scored 6 times in that opening half, en route to what was win number 2 in that 2014 season. Tacked another goal on in the 77th minute to win 7-0. Good move around a defender. This is Jacob Sieber, who's been active in the midfield, but his ball is lost and kicked up into the air by Lakener. LaChapelle wins the header. Torrent will sprint to put pressure on Gonzalez, who reverses field. Can Avila keep it in? He can't. Eagles will throw it in. Another sub for Carson-Newman. This is Tim Hans set to check into the game. He'll replace Rydian Williams. with just under 7.5 to play in the opening half. Hans made some major contributions toward the end of his freshman season. Had that assist on what was the game winner against Tusculum in the regular season finale last year on Ben Islam's goal. Foul on Carson-Newman on the throw. Trojans back with possession. One of 5 home games in the month of September for Carson-Newman. The Eagles will hit the road for 3 consecutive contests after this one. They won't be back at home until September 16th. That's a Monday against West Alabama, 1 p.m. kickoff that day. Good sprint forward. And Ben Singer crosses it in. Somebody leaps into the air and keeps it away from Chris Douglas. Eagles will travel to Young Harris, Georgia to face Young Harris on Sunday. That's a 5 o'clock kick. Then take on Montevallo in a midweek on Wednesday before starting conference play next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the following one against Catawba. Good sprint back into the picture by Philip Collins, and the Trojans back with possession of the ball with under 6 to play in the opening half. An eventful first half. 3 goals, first 2 scored by Carson-Newman and Mitchell Honcup, the third of the opening half from Chris Douglas, the freshman substitute with his first career goal, to bring the Trojans back within 1. Good ball into the middle. Singer turns. Ground pass far side to a streaking Jones. Plays it off for Collins, who gets to the ball before Lakener, who deflects it out. And the Trojans will have their second corner. 2 shots, both of which have come in the last 15 minutes of this first half. And it'll be the defender, Max Teeterington, to line up this corner from the far side. Both corners have been taken from that far corner. All but 3 black jerseys in the box, with Jacob Sieber right toward the top with nobody manning him. In-swinger is to the near post and sent out of play by Dan Coles. We'll do it again. Another low liner. It's headed up into the air by Jay Wyatt. Second ball was won by Collins, but Pascal clears. Collins and Torrent battling. Eventually it ends up with Judah Jones, and he'll dribble it toward midfield. Ground pass. Flicked on. Collins heads it, crosses, and Lakener knocks it out again, and the Trojans will get a third corner here in the last 30 seconds. It'll be the same guy from the same spot, Max Teeterington yet again. Just under 3.5 to play in the opening half. Eagles just seem content at the moment to just survive this opening half with the 1-goal lead, with Trivecca Nazarene getting all this momentum. High ball back post. Smarek won the header, and it's out of bounds, and Trivecca will take a 5th corner. This will come from the near side from Tom Hooper, also a Gulf South Conference newcomer to watch nominee in the preseason. See what he can do with yet another corner. It's a ground pass. He gets it back, another ground ball toward the top. A shot high by Teeterington as he sprinted forward. A lot of juice on that left foot from Max Teeterington. It goes high and out of play. Eagles survive that long sequence of corners. And stay ahead by a goal. 2-1. 2 first-half goals for Mitchell Honcup, first Eagle to score multiple times in 2 years. Also the first Eagle to score a penalty kick in the last 2 seasons. Eagles went without a penalty kick, didn't even take one last year. Collins will just knock this onto Carson-Newman's practice field. And Isaac Pascal will take his time before a throw. Just under 2 minutes to play first half. Pascal throws it back, nearly threw it away, and did. Can Smark win it back? He is able to for now. Pascal works back and wins possession. Eagles will reset with Federico Simonetti. Simonetti battled through injury last year, played in 13 of Carson-Newman's 17 games. Good sequence here. Can Torrent get to it before Villa? He is unable to. The defender keeps it in. Eagles with it. Torrent into the box. Ground pass. Honcup fires. Deflected by Collins and cleared. Coles has to track back. Trivecca wants a handball. No whistle. Pascal now. Ground pass deflected by Collins, out of play. 60 seconds to play first half.
1 minute left in the first half. 1 minute.
Dancing is Smark, and he's fouled. Or rather, that's Tim Hans, and a yellow card shown. To Judah Jones. So one of the 3 subs for Trivecca shown a yellow. The Eagles, with 43 seconds remaining in this opening half, will line up a free kick. Honcup and Pascal stand near it. Honcup seems like the one that'll take this. It will really serve as a cross toward the top. Well, away from shot-taking range. Pascal runs by it. Honcup, ground pass to Pascal. Can he get to it? He does. Ground pass cross is cleared away. 35 seconds and counting. Under 30 seconds, Pascal takes his time to Honcup. Ball ping-pongs around and lifted out of play again. Another throw in, 15 seconds. Eagles don't have a whole lot of sense of urgency here.
10, 9, 8,
Pascal going to back up here, see if he can launch one into the box. Long throw.
3,
Headed away. Honcup from distance. Didn't get all of it, and it heads out of bounds. And the first half comes to an end. Eagles score the first 2. Mitchell Honcup in the 3rd minute. Mitchell Honcup again in the 25th minute, but the Trojans cut the lead of Carson-Newman's in half with a 33rd minute goal from Chris Douglas. Lots of excitement in the first half of this season opener between Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene. It's the Eagles 2 and the Trojans 1 here at halftime. It's the season opener in Jefferson City between Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene. It's Stephen Lyons' crew with the 2-1 advantage after the first 45 minutes of action. Eagles wasted no time getting on the board. It was really the first real opportunity of the game off a Maxime Wester corner kick. It was deflected out by Adon Gonzalez, the keeper for the Trojans, but in the right place was Mitch Honcup. Rocketed a shot off a Trojan defender. It finds the back of the net. For Honcup's third career goal, Eagles were on the board, and we were just 2.5 minutes in. Honcup went back to work. Penalty kick, first penalty kick by an Eagle in the last 2 seasons. He was tremendous with a strike from the spot to increase Carson-Newman's lead to 2-0. Trojans ended up getting a late first half goal from Chris Douglas, but Mitch Honcup leading the way for the Eagles after the first 45 minutes. 2 goals, 3 shots, and 2 goals matches his season total from last year. Excellent work from Mitch Honcup, the senior midfielder, in half number 1. Eagles will look for an insurance goal or 2, try to sharpen up the defense as well and hold in front as the 2 teams huddle up and get ready for the second 45. One of 2 South Atlantic Conference games that kicked off at 3 o'clock. Young Harris is Carson-Newman's opponent on Sunday, and Young Harris has a 2-0 halftime lead on Limestone. That is a halftime score as well. The Saints picked to win the league, and Young Harris is in control after the first 45. Chris Douglas, one of the substitutes, the goal scorer for Trivecca Nazarene, is on the field to start the second half. Certainly gave the team a boost up front. And we'll try to keep going in half number 2. Eagles complete their final huddle up. No Maxime Wester on the field to start the second half. It's Jay Wyatt slotting in as Carson-Newman's right wing back on the far side of the field. Besides that, it's all starters and Jay Wyatt to begin the second half for Stephen Lyons' crew. Wester went down earlier in the first half, stayed in the game, but then eventually was substituted out. And we'll start the second half on Coach Lyons' bench. Eagles with possession as half number 2 is underway. Graduate student transfer from England, Jay Wyatt, crosses midfield. Off to Dukes, who backtracks and finds Tobias Hager. 1 booking in the first half. It was on the substitute Judah Jones in the 44th minute. Nearly a turnover as Douglas was trying to knock it away from Simonetti. Eagles able to knock it off a Trojan along the far side of the field to win a throw-in. No extra time in the regular season once again, so at the end of this second half, whatever the score is, that's going to be the final score. It's been like that for the last couple of years now. Until the playoffs and postseason play, you see extra time come into play. Beneslon wins this ball, but he's sandwiched between 2 black jerseys and a takeaway. Splitting 2 is Jones. He's knocked down by Veneslon just a couple of yards outside the box, and the Trojans will have a free kick. More activity from these freshman midfielders. Jones was able to split 2 Eagle defenders, drew contact from behind from Daniel Veneslon. And now this ball is lined up just a couple of yards outside the box. Max Teeterington is the guy standing over the ball. 4-man wall for Carson-Newman. It's Mitch Honcup, Dan Coles, Jacob Blakner, and Daniel Veneslon. Left-footed shot into the wall, headed up. Smarek heads it away toward the top of the box, and Honcup hits it high into the air. Quality defending. Torrent trying to get around Collins, battling. Collins wins it and is fouled. Seems like early on the Trojans have carried that first half momentum it built in the final 15 into this second half. An early chance. Eagles were able to defend it well to hold this one-goal advantage. Ball bounces to the feet of Joseph Collins. Ground pass to Jacob Sieber. Senior lifts it in back post. Too much on it with Ben Singer in the box. Ball down to the feet of Paul Smark, who's pressured, knocked down. Whistle blows. And a foul on Trivecca Nazarene. Eagles will be patient with this free kick. Hager over to line the soccer ball up for this free kick. Freshman takes his time. Softly cooks one to Torrent, who got pushed from behind. No call. Eagles able to keep the ball at their feet. Good swinging ball from Veneslon. Torrent behind the defense. Gets knocked over. Not enough contact, says Bradford Owen, the lead official. Didn't think there was enough as Torrent hit the deck. Freshman Torrent just 5'9", 141, battling with two center backs that are 6'1" and 6 foot tall. Yeah, not a whole lot of contact there from Teeterington that was trying to get back into the play. Torrent tried to draw more than what was there. Takeaway for Singer. He goes around two. Still dribbling into the corner. Veneslon pressures him along the sideline. And the ball is off Trivecca. Williams into the air. Honcup, a right foot flick to Dukes. Dukes turns at midfield. Ben Dukes, an all-conference, or rather a preseason all-conference first team pick by coaches after his quality efforts last year. Started all 16 games he played in as Veneslon collides with Collins. Ball is off Veneslon and the Eagles, and Daniel Veneslon is shaken up. May have taken the brunt of that hit as Hayden Sturgill is back out from the sideline to check on Veneslon. Seemed like he was fine initially, then went down. Just more than 5 minutes into this second half. And so he'll have to step off to the sideline for this sequence. Eagles will make a substitute. Isaac Pascal will sprint into the game. So to avoid playing with 10, Pascal in, Veneslon out. Throw in from Jones. Or rather, this is Joseph Collins. Player down. Williams fouls Judah Jones, and a free kick for the Trojans once more. Tom Hooper stands over the ball for Trivecca Nazarene on a situation that, with where this ball sits, it's going to serve as a cross. Just one defender in his way. It's Dukes as this ball's lifted in. Simonetti got a hand on it. He was hit and is fouled. Down goes an Eagles center back as well on that sequence. Douglas was flying through the air to try to head that ball in. Missed it, and an Eagle defender collided with either a Trojan or Simonetti. Yeah, that's Dan Coles colliding with Federico Simonetti. I think that's why Trivecca Nazarene was a little upset that a foul was called, because Coles collided with his keeper. Or check that, it's Jacob Lakener down who collided with Federico Simonetti. Clock continues to run, and now it'll stop. Actually going to add some time back to the clock before we resume play. As Danny Levy gets an explanation from our lead official, Bradford Owen. And a yellow card shown to Trivecca Nazarene's bench. So second yellow on the Trojans, this one to the bench. Probably upset with how that sequence played out. Daniel Veneslon is fine. He re-enters. Pascal back to the bench. Bradford Owen making note of the yellow card. These two clubs eager to continue on in this second half. Already an eventful start to the second half. Several free kick opportunities for Trivecca to open this second half, hoping to find an equalizer. All headed out of bounds along the far sideline. And Jay Wyatt will throw it in. Coles. Simonetti just outside his box to Hager. He'll flick one toward midfield. Header won by Teeterington to the feet of Singer, but gives it away. Veneslon lost it. Singer's got it back. Good defending by Smarek to force the ball back toward Jones. Near side pass. Controlled, give and go. Near side Collins. Dancing into the box. Flicked in. Coles heads. Whistle blows. Flag is up from the near side official. It's offside. Eagles go quickly off the offside call. The ball to midfield. Ridian Williams loses it, gets it back. And ground pass near midfield. Veneslon into a lot of space. Antoine Torrent runs onto it. Near side, can't get around the defender. And Collins back forward with it. Good defending. Honcup takes it away from Judah Jones. Smarek chips one in. Gonzalez out there, and he'll catch it on the fly. Eight minutes into the second half, and whistles blow. And we've got a player down. Antoine Torrent being stretched out by Hayden Sturgill, who's been a busy trainer in this season opener. A 2-1 game, all three goals scored in the opening 45 minutes. Mitchell Honcup, the first two of the season for Carson-Newman. Third-minute goal off a corner. And a 25th minute goal, penalty kick after Antoine Torrent drew the foul in the box. Honcup put it away for his second goal of the game, his fourth career goal. And Trivecca Nazarene was able to cut that 2-0 lead to 1 on Chris Douglas's goal. Forced was a Philip Collins turnover. Found Douglas, who slotted the ball into the back of the net. With less than 15 minutes to go in that first half, Eagles held off there in the final minutes to secure a halftime lead of 1, and that's where this game remains right now, as Torrent off. And Thomas LaChapelle will enter back into the game. Second time he'll make an appearance on the pitch. Torrent is off, and see if he decides to re-enter at some point, similar to what Veneslon did just a couple of minutes ago. Ball back in play. The Trojans have it in their defensive half. Near side Collins. Farrell passes it along the back line. Eagles took 5 shots in the first half, 4 of which came in the first 25 minutes. High boot from LaChapelle. Trojans able to keep it, involving Gonzalez in the passing attack along the back line. Near midfield. Ball played out. Eagles pressure pays off to win possession and a throw-in. Smarek missed it. Turnover. Able to work back in to flex it, but it goes to the feet of Chris Douglas, the goal scorer in the box. Chips it up. Smarek heads it. Wyatt heads it back toward the top. And Ridian Williams knocked down and a foul. Ben Singer was trying to keep it alive near the box, and he ran over Ridian Williams. This is just good anticipation from Williams. He sees Singer coming, gets in the right spot, holds his ground, and draws the foul on Trivecca Nazarene's 11th all-time leading goal scorer. Ben Singer's got 12 in his career, has been silent for the most part offensively. Coles launches one. Headed up by Teeterington. Williams heads it. Dukes a header. Wyatt, smart header to Honka. Deflects it on to Lakener. Lakener, left-footed liner to Venezlon. Too much on it, and it goes out of bounds. More than 10 minutes into the second half. Carson-Newman the 1-goal lead. Smarek the interception. Paul's got room. Ground pass to LaChapelle. Tried to leave it off for Dukes. It was taken away. Wyatt can't win it back. Trojans on the attack. Lose possession. Advantage was played initially. Now the referee will bring it back, and the Trojans will have a free kick just behind the center circle. Singer around Williams. Wyatt stepped in front, knocking Singer down. Kept alive by the Trojans along that far side of Villa, dancing around Smarek, and will play it back to Gonzalez. Shot totals have evened up both sides, 5 apiece. After Carson-Newman took the first 4 of the game, it's really been the Trojans possessing it and getting more opportunities ever since Carson-Newman's 2 goals in that first half. To the top of the box, Lakener boots it out of there. Sieber around Williams, advantage played. Jacob Sieber from distance, it's deflected to Douglas, his shot wide left. But the flag was up from the near side official, none of it would have counted. Offside once again by the Trojans. Once again though, good development in the attacking third, created by Jacob Sieber. But unable to pay it off with an equalizer. It stays 2-1. As Federico Simonetti will put the ball down, and that will stop the clock with 32-16. Simonetti was taking his time. I think that's why the official wanted the clock stopped before the free kick. Eagles with it at the CN logo. Honka. Ground pass near side. Venezlon racing onto it. They'll keep it in along the sideline. Back to Honka. He scored twice. Now flicks it in far side. Wyatt, one touch. Right-footed shot saved. Gonzalez. Did he keep it in? He did, and Jay Wyatt's going to get a yellow card. He was a little too aggressive trying to keep that ball alive and knocked into the keeper, Adon Gonzalez. And our third booking. Perfect ball to Jay Wyatt. Good save from Gonzalez. Certainly the angle was difficult for the wingback, Wyatt, to try to rocket that to the opposite post. He went nearsighted with a shot, and Gonzalez was there to come up with the save. His second save of the game keeps this a one-goal game. Certainly Carson-Newman's best opportunity to add on to its goal total really since that Hahn Cup penalty kick. Bradford Owen writes down his third yellow card. He's handed out. Before we continue things in this second half. 31:42 remaining. And now we've got a corner. So it was a yellow card on Wyatt. But Carson-Newman's going to get a corner kick out of it. That'll be Carson-Newman's second corner kick. Figured since the foul was on the Eagles that it would be a free kick for Trivecca, but the ball may have already gone across the end line before the card. Venice Lawn to take it with his left foot, a low liner. It bounces around to the top of the box. Here's Hahn Cup. Shot deflected. Venice Lawn tries again, and it's right to Gonzalez. Long throw from Gonzalez to a sprinting Jones. Good defending by Iridian Williams. He takes it away. Ball back to Gonzalez. Another long throw. This one to Avila far side. 14 minutes into this second half. It's 2-1 Eagles in the second all-time meeting between Carson-Newman and Trivecca Nazarene in men's soccer. Sieber sprints forward. Flag up, offside. This ball whacks off the press box. And the Eagles will have a free kick. Quick free kick taken. Jones active, but it comes to the feet of Williams. Ground pass. Not there. Well defended by Farrell, the captain. Back to the feet of Singer. And reverse to Teeterington. Collins trying to give and go. Singer didn't take it. Jones cross in, back post. It bounces once and Wyatt clears. Dangerous ball went all the way across the 6-yard box without any Eagle touching it. Luckily Wyatt was there back post to knock it across the sideline. Avila will throw it in. 29-15 counting in a 2-1 game here at McCowan Field. Season opener for Carson-Newman men's soccer. Douglas trying to get around Coles. It was deflected. Siebers with it. He tries to cross one in, and Eagle touched it last, and here comes another corner kick for the Trojans. Corner kick number 6 for the Trojans. Sieber will line it up from the far side. A high arcing ball to the middle, headed up into the air, cleared by LaChapelle, and Honcup sprints away with it. He's got a 1v1 with two defenders trailing. Honcup can't get around Collins, who knocks it away and out of play. Trivecca wanted a handball, thought that one came up and hit Wyatt's wrist. We'll play on. Venezuela, couple of touches, and now to Lakener. Lakener to nobody, just booted it right to the Trojans in the center circle. Sprint forward and a chance for Collins. He collides with Coles. No foul. Eagles take it away and go the other direction. Williams, long left-footed ball toward the top of the box. LaChapelle sprints after it. It's Gonzalez sliding to come up with it. Singer. Long run for Jones. Quality tackle from Paul Smarek to keep Jones from turning the corner and force a throw. 27 minutes to play, second half. 2-1 Carson-Newman. Collins. Singer. Cross deflected out. Venezuela races after it and wins the battle. Simonetti reverses to Hager. Smarek chips it to Wyatt. One touch. The grad student sends one forward. Nobody really there. LaChapelle was late getting there. And Trivecca back up with possession. We haven't seen Maxime Wester in this second half. Preseason second team pick, was an all-conference player last year. And Antoine Torrent went down earlier in this half, and he has stayed on the sideline. Good battle. Coming away with it is Jones. He's knocked down. No call. Eagles take it away. Textbook passing in the defensive half. Honcup reverses field. Can Wyatt keep it in? He does. Ground pass. LaChapelle beaten to the spot by Tuderington and played back for Gonzalez. Approaching the halfway point of this second half, it's Carson-Newman 2 and Trivecca Nazarene 1. Eagles scored the first two in the first 25 minutes of the game. Trojans got back within a goal in the 33rd minute. Chris Douglas. We've been scoreless since that point in the game. Singer on to Jones. Ground cross cleared by Lakener. Well defended. Trojans have made 3 subs. Philip Collins, Judah Jones, and the goal scorer, Chris Douglas. They have all made great impact off the bench. All 3 freshmen as well for Danny Levy's squad as he enters his 15th season. Ball into the box. Simonetti right there to squeeze it. He'll fall on it as well. Stephen Lyons and company, 24 minutes away from continuing what's been an incredible stretch in season openers. Eagles have won 10 of their last 11 openers, and Coach Lyons is 6-1 in openers in his Carson-Newman career. Sprint forward into the attacking third. Williams, bad pass, was able to keep it alive though, and possession stays with the Eagles. Wonder if Carson-Newman can keep this ball in the attacking half. Right as I say that, it's a turnover. But CN able to keep possession and retain it. Into the middle, it's Williams. Off to Wyatt. Ground pass to the senior Lakener. On cup to Coles. You got a freshman and a sophomore, and then the senior Lakener along that back line of three. If you include the two wingbacks, you have a graduate student and a senior as well. So a quality mix of upperclassmen that have seen significant time, as well as some younger players. Bradford Owen calls for a water break with 22:59 remaining in this second half. Neither side has been able to strike for one in this second half. It's still 2-1 Carson-Newman in this season opener. Eagles with that good start and has kept them in front. The defense has held strong despite some efforts in the attacking third for Trivecca Nazarene. The two teams will utilize this water break as a mini halftime and a chance to discuss some things before this stretch run. The Eagles try to maintain the goal advantage, but also maybe try to get an insurance goal and feel a little bit more comfortable about where this game sits. And for the Trojans, trying to at least tie this one up in the final 23 minutes. Limestone has scored early in the second half, so Young Harris now with just the one goal advantage with 20 minutes remaining in Gaffney, South Carolina. A host of games set to get going later this evening. Lincoln Memorial and Thomas More at 7 o'clock. Coker opens up the year at home against Nova Southeastern. Catawba at home against Montevallo, another non-conference opponent for Carson-Newman. That'll follow the Young Harris game 6 days from now on the road. Mars Hill and King at 7:30. Emory and Henry travels to Shaw, and Anderson hosts Berry. Those are all 7:30 kicks. As Division II men's soccer gets underway, Carson-Newman women's soccer began its season on the road. Fell to Columbus State 6-0 in the road opener. The Cougars of Columbus State ranked number 23 in the preseason poll, certainly showing why that is the case with a 5-goal effort in the second half. Simon Duffy's team will open up the year at home on Saturday. Home opener against Union, 3:30 kickoff here from Wayne and Beth Harvey Stadium. Collision here at midfield as play resumes in possession for the Trojans. Good turn. By Daniel Scheel, who has just checked into the game for the first time. Sieber keeps it in the attacking third for the Trojans. This is Farrell near side. Be a throw in for Trivecca. As mentioned, Carson-Newman hits the road for 3 consecutive non-conference affairs before getting the final 4 games of September all at home. 2 of which will come in the same week. Sieber around Smarek, top of the box, dancing, gets past 2. Coles deflects it off his line and clears with his left foot. Not too far, though, to the feet of Sieber, who chips it in, but it's right to Federico Simonetti, who watches this ball roll to his feet and he'll pick it up, force the defender or the attacker to make him make a play on the ball. Smarek grabs Collins in a foul. And another free kick coming for the Trojans. This one right at the South Atlantic Conference logo. Spark knew he was behind the plate, just grabbed him. Max Teeterington will line it up. He made 17 starts last year. The only player that returns from last year that made 17 starts, started every game. Sends it in with his left foot, a low liner that is headed away by Smarek. It stays inside the flag. It'll be a throw in. Long throw backward. Now across from Farrell. Sieber got his right foot on it, but knocks it away and out of play. Carson-Newman last year, when conceding just one goal, was 2-4-1. Eagles hoping the one goal conceded is where it'll stand as Dukes turns and swings it near side to a racing forward Venezlan. Senior crosses it back to Dukes, top of the box. Dukes fires, it's blocked. And right out to a Trojan who is there to track it down. Luke Tedder. And a foul. And a yellow card as play stops. Venezlan shown yellow. Second time an Eagle's been shown a yellow. Both have come in the second half from the wingbackers. Wyatt the first, now Venezlan. Joseph Collins puts the ball back into play. LaChapelle goes down, colliding with Philip Collins. Eagles have possession. Williams, touch off for Venezlan, and this ball is going to go out of play along the near side. Throw in for the Trojans. Antoine Torrent warming up along the near side. So maybe he gets set to check back in at some point late in this one. Ground pass across midfield. Philip Collins spins around Honcup. Hager took it away, and a foul called. Long throw. Schieber heads it, Smart. Able to win it and find Honcup. Williams knocked from behind by Collins. Battling, the two hit the deck. And a foul on Trivecca's Philip Collins. Eagles will set up for a free kick. Honcup takes it and finds Lakener. Near side touch Venezlan. Backtracks and finds the captain Smarek. Wyatt to Williams. Give and go is there. Williams gives it back to Jay Wyatt. Wyatt, a hesitation move, now dribbles into the far corner. Runs out of real estate. Still has it though, and now finds Williams. Thought about a cross and now plays it back for Honcup. Lakener. Left foot touch for Venezlan. and ended up out of bounds. Good sequence with possession for Stephen Lyons' crew, but it eventually ends back up with the Trojans' defensive half. With 16 and a half minutes remaining in this second half. A lot of excitement early in this game. It's turned into a defensive battle in the second half as Carson-Newman tries to maintain its 1-goal advantage. Josh Farrell, Trivecca's captain, dribbling the ball across midfield, pass near side. The substitute, Tedder, into the middle, lost it. Williams takes it away, and Lakener chips it forward. Too much on it, though, and Dukes wasn't able to make a chase after it. Not a clean tackle from La Chapelle, and the Trojans will have a free kick. Right idea from La Chapelle. Ball goes out of bounds. Goal kick for Carson-Newman as we approach 15 minutes remaining. And the Eagles are making 2 changes. Antoine Torrent is going to come back in. So will Isaac Pascal. Antoine will get La Chapelle and Pascal in for Venezland. So Torrent back into the game. Pascal, one of the substitutes, returns as well as the Eagles put the ball back in play with a short goal kick, and now Simonetti sends it out of the box. Farrell, ground pass near side Collins. Trojans staying patient despite playing down a goal here in the final 14 and a half minutes. Hoping an opportunity comes to be. Good tackle by Hager. And Carson-Newman's back on the ball. Torrent in the center circle. Left foot pass to Smark to a streaking Pascal. Isaac Pascal near the box. Trying to get around Collins. Won't be able to get there, and it's cleared by Farrell. And the Trojans have 2 with space. Schieber met by Lakener. Good give and go. Near side now to Tedder. Cross back in, headed away by Williams, and Coles flicks it out of bounds. Well, besides the giveaway from Carson-Newman that leads to Trivecca's goal, Eagles defense is held strong for the most part. Just the one mistake that is and the only blemish on Carson-Newman's efforts in the season opener as Ben Singer returns in anticipation of this throw-in. A long throw-in ends up in the middle of the box and is cleared away. Far side. Cross along the ground, deflected. Singer's there. Dangerous tackle. Coles was able to cleanly knock it away, and the Eagles cleared away. Dukes, a 3-on-3. Several black jerseys trailing the picture as Pascal can't control the near side pass. Too much on it. And Trivecca will have a throw. Eagles had a possible chance there, but unable to capitalize on the counter. And Trivecca will reset with 12:15 and counting in this second half remaining. Schieber turns, crosses midfield. Tackle and a foul as Daniel Scheel was met by 2. Clock continues to run and only stops on bookings at this point. So Trivecca, after every foul here late, will have to go quickly and try to avoid any long sequences without the ball being played. Good ground pass far side by Hager to find Wyatt. Williams turns, has a lot of space. Ground pass Torrent. Off to Honcup. He'll go back for Lakener. Hager to Wyatt, far side. Grad student turns, chips one forward. Torrent, the freshman's making a run near the box. Good header away by Josh Farrell. Can he keep it in play? He will not be able to. And Carson-Newman will have a throw in along the far side. Eagles will take their time, making their way up the field here for a second half that has mainly been played around midfield and in Trivecca's attacking half. Carson-Newman's only compiled 4 shots in the second half, but they've come in mini spurts. Clock stops and now resumes on the throw-in. Dukes at by 2. Williams fires it in. It bounces once. Pascal can't get to it. Beautiful ball in. Pascal was offside as well. As Trivecca goes back to the bench, Cian Waller returns. He was a starter in this game. Philip Collins exits with 10:24 and a rolling second half clock. Neither side has scored in half number 2. All the action in the first half. Trojans hoping they can pay it off and maybe get an equalizer late. Collins, Pascal, tried to tackle him. Collins kept going. Near side. Cross, back post. Tracked down by Wyatt. Nobody touched it on its way through. Wyatt hits the deck with Singer and a foul. Mid-80s is the temperature today, a sunny day. You wonder how much is left in the tank for both of these sides in this season opener, trying to build up that stamina. How much is left in the tank, especially for the Trojans, trying to find that equalizing goal at some point here in the next 9 minutes. Carson-Newman certainly at this point will play for this 1-goal victory. If the opportunity's there to strike like this, it'll take it. Honcup leaves it off. The freshman Torrent, one touch, a left foot cross. Right idea. Dukes was right there, but so was Josh Farrell to step in front, and the Trojans back with the ball near midfield. Walter around 2 defenders. Met by Smarek, forced to turn back and find Schieber. Ball played forward, running onto it. Walter, he's knocked down. Not a lot of contact as Hager escorts it out for a goal kick. Trojans have another substitute set to check into the game. This is Chris Douglas, the goal scorer. He will return and replace Kane Schoonover. Simonetti barks out a couple of signals for his team. He'll set the ball down for this goal kick and probably send it out toward midfield. Strong kick that gets right to the midline. Eagles came up with it, but Pascal has it taken away. Cross sent in. Coles heads it back to where it came from at Shield. Lost it. Honcup takes it away. Hager plays it back for Simonetti. Smarek a touch. Hager. Pressure from Singer and cleared forward toward midfield. Collins. Met by Pascal. He decides to turn back to Farrell. In the middle of Trivecca's defensive half. Long pass through. Williams steps in front for the turnover. Honcup to Dukes sprinting on. Ben Dukes was offside. Flag up. 6.5 to go. Trivecca puts the ball back into play, trailing by 1. Good job by Isaac Pascal. He was beat initially, worked back into the sequence to gain possession and is fouled. That's the last thing Trivecca wants to happen. Committing fouls to where Carson-Newman can take its time and burn some clock here, lining up this free kick opportunity regardless of where it is on the pitch. Good 25 seconds or so just rolling off of this clock as now Coles will finally kick it across midfield. Quality header from Williams. Torrent running onto it, and he shoots one well high and out of play. Williams took a good hit there. I think it hit off his nose on that header as the Trojans go back to the bench again. It's Judah Jones back in. Pressure again from Pascal. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining. 2-1 Carson-Newman. Trying to improve to 7-1 under Stephen Lyons in season openers. Douglas, ground pass. Gets it back. Crosses in, back post. Jones was there for the header, but it goes wide right. You can't ask for a better sequence. If you're Trivecca Nazarene, Douglas on a give and go with a perfect cross to the back post. Right there was the substitute, Judah Jones, and his header goes wide right. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't have that been something late. Nobody had a man on Jones, and he had a chance to knock that baby into the back of the net. Came up empty. Under 4.5 to go now. Is that the final punch that the Trojans can throw in this season opener? Honcup reverses it far side for Jay Wyatt. He's got a lot of room. Holds his position and finds Smarek. Williams to Wyatt. Ground pass, far corner. Torrent got the first touch, but it was knocked out by Josh Farrell. Ball rolls inside the far flag, so it'll be a throw-in with 3:45 and counting. Wyatt will throw it in. The wingbacker looks and softly throws it into Williams. Out of bounds. Eagles give it back. But Trivecca's got a long way to go. Long throw to the middle, Collins. Ground pass into the middle for Singer. Space for C and Walter. Far side for Douglas, the goal scorer. The freshman battling with Hager. Gets around him, left foot cross deflected. Singer trying to turn. Rockets a shot off Coles. It stays in play. Under 3 minutes to go. Douglas cross cleared by Smark, top of the box. Schieber fakes, shoots, scores. Bottom right corner, we're tied. Jacob Sieber, his first goal of the year with 2:47 to go, equalizes this match at 2. Once again, it was Chris Douglas's activity once again on that far side. And then Sieber, quality effort to get around Hager, and he slots it in the bottom right corner. Kane Schoonover will return and replace Douglas, who's had an excellent game. He's not going to get credit for an assist or a goal there, but his activity is the reason the Trojans are able to strike there. Now Carson-Newman almost feels deflated as La Chapelle will sprint onto the field late. Williams near side, Pascal. Can the Eagles regain the lead? Just 2.5 minutes to do so. Smarek to La Chapelle. And the ball is out of bounds off of Carson-Newman. Hager over to Smarek. Honcup, he's got 2 goals in this season opener. Does he have a third? Approaching 2 minutes, Dan Coles will flick one far side. Schoonover heads it out of bounds. Under 2 to play in a 2-2 game. An 88th minute goal from Jacob Sieber has leveled this match. Williams knocked off his spot, kept it alive, but Singer takes it away, and the Trojans want to go the other way. Good deflection by Honcup, but Hager mistimed it. A turnover, a chance. This is Shield, a shot. Simonetti saved it. Back to Shield. He plays it back. Inside the box, here's Sieber again. Into the box, shot deflected again by Coles. With 80 seconds left. Dukes the other way. Near side, Honcup, center circle. He's got a player chasing him from behind. Plays it near side. Can Pascal get to it? He does. 70 seconds. Honcup into the middle for Smarek. Smarek into the middle for Dukes. Ben Dukes to Torrent. Couldn't possess it. Ball over Hager's head. Both sides wanting these clubs to finish strong here. Eagles with possession, 40 seconds to go. Coles forward. Collins comes up with it, sends it the other way. Singer after it. Simonetti will pick it up. 30 seconds. Long punt. It goes over the head of the defender. Ben Dukes, one touch. Can't get around 2, still has it though. Near side, Pascal, 20 seconds. Pascal cross. Torrent was close. Collins clears, 15 seconds. Can the Eagles get a quick opportunity? 10 seconds, Pascal throw. Torrent to Pascal, a cross sent in, cleared away. And Trivecca Nazarene's 88th minute goal will bring this season opener to a draw. Carson-Newman scored twice in the first 25 minutes of this game. Trivecca scores the next 2. And the second that comes in the 88th minute, a deflator for Carson-Newman as Jacob Sieber slotted a ball into the bottom right corner to secure a draw for the Trojans. An exciting one, certainly one that Carson-Newman thought it should come out on top, but unable to do so. 2 goals. One in the 33rd minute for the Trojans, and the second that comes late in the 88th minute. And the second all-time meeting between the Trojans and the Eagles. It's a tie. Both clubs will start the year with a point. It's a draw as it is all said and done. Mitchell Honcup scores twice for Carson-Newman in the first 25 minutes. Maxime Wester assisted the first goal in the 3rd minute, while Chris Douglas and Jacob Sieber scored for Trivecca Nazarene in the second half. Sieber's second half strike there in the 88th minute. The reason this game ends in a 2-2 tie. Carson-Newman is back in action Sunday evening. It's a battle with Young Harris on the road. The Eagles return to McCowan Field on Monday, September 16th. West Alabama in town. It starts a 4-game homestand that day. The Eagles will wrap the month of September. They started at home and they end it with 4 consecutive matches in September. We're back on the mic here on the Eagles Sports Network on Saturday afternoon. Union is in town as Carson-Newman Women's Soccer opens up its home slate with a matchup at home. Ian Johnson, our director for today's broadcast. Jay West, our replay operator, our camera operators. It's Iaya and Kennedy Goins. I'm Andrew Rogers. Glad you've joined us for this season opener. We'll talk to you Saturday afternoon. Carson-Newman women's soccer in action for the home opener against Union. Until then, so long.